Yeah, look professional. Look professional.
Of course. I'm going to start this video with my hood up, bro. It's kind of, bro, we're not in Tottenham right now still.
Yeah, look professional, fam. You know what I'm saying.
Sophisticated buildings and that. We're upgrading in life.
You said that British boxing is done.
Dead, done.
And
dead.
we barely got any British boxing to talk about.
Bro, we're literally sitting in this room thinking, what the hell can we talk about British boxing? And I'm like, bro, it's nothing. It's all,
it's
bro,
dry.
It's dead, dry, completely done.
British, everything's dry. I need to get out of this country. I'm not going to lie
Bro,
to
the
you.
weather is the worst right now. It's flipping cold. It's even cold in this room, fam.
It's making light skin get a look Caucasian, blood. That's how big it is. The weather's mad, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
no names in that.
I'm not even going to lie, yeah? Obviously, we know last week with now you brought up the whole gal thing.
Oh,
Light
fucking hell.
skin, yeah, you might have a chance with Nick this week. Because we know the persuasion that Nick likes. Still.
You're not serious. You're not serious.
Let's get back to
You're
boxing.
not serious. Man are telling me yesterday at the event that you only crap banter with me and you don't crap banter with when you're on other channels.
No, that's a lie. I don't crack banter when I do try to crack banter when I'm DR Sports, but I don't get to flex. You get what I'm saying? No pun intended.
This guy's such a waste man. So this week, IBF has stripped.
Yesterday.
IBF has stripped Crawford of his belt because he wants to go up in weight to fight Spence. I think that's ridiculous. We've seen multiple fighters do this and go up in weight. We've seen Canelo do it twice and not be stripped of his belt.
Facts.
Obviously,
I mean, Devin Haney's doing it right now.
Devin Haney's doing it right now. And Devin Haney's undisputed.
Yeah.
So he's got an IBF.
He's got IBF.
So right now, Devin Haney has been undisputed for how long?
When did he beat Cambosos? Last year?
Last year. So, over 9 months at least. Taking us back to last year. And he's moving up in weight class and he's not getting stripped.
Mm-hmm.
But Crawford, it's been 4 months.
He literally just fought for and not only that, he's fighting a contractually obligated fight.
Yes.
He's contractually obligated to fight Errol Spence.
Yeah.
Like, he has to fight Errol Spence.
Yeah.
The difference is he can't get out of that fight. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that they're stripping him is a bit, they didn't even give him time to say, cool, announce your future. Literally, the dude just fought. What I find, obviously, we'll probably get to it, but the biggest problem is, like, you have to be consistent across the board. You know what I'm saying? In Terence Crawford's defense, he has fought Errol Spence, who was the IBF champion. That was the first belt Errol Spence had. He had the IBF belt. Since then, he's picked up all these other straps, and then he fought Errol Spence. He won the belt in July. Like, he's contractually obligated to fight Spence again. I know Boots has been the mandatory, but he can't fight Boots anyway. Even if he said he was staying at 147, he can't fight Boots now anyway.
But the Boots thing's irrelevant. When have we ever seen governing bodies taking serious what boxers say in a press conference? Or we've never seen that before. Like, man, if we take what Tyson Fury says seriously, then he should have fought AJ in an Audi car park in Macclesfield for free. Do you know what I'm saying? So it don't make, man said I want it for free. Then he said I want 500 million, to get me out of retirement. It don't make no sense. We've seen people retire and keep the belts. People have announced retirements and keep their belts and then come back from retirement. And then all of a sudden,
historically, I've always
didn't Teofimo retire with a belt, or did he not have a belt when he announced his retirement?
He said he was retired with WBO. What was it? Wait a minute. Let me reread think something.
Because, bro,
one second. I need to pre something real quick. If I'm correct, wait, I just need to think. Nah, I was about to say it's WBO because I thought it was IBF because the Teofimo had IBF at 135, not 140. But even bringing it back to your point, just to even support your point even more, if you look at Canelo, when you brought up Canelo, Canelo moved up to fight Kovalev.
Yep.
He had the IBF belt. Derevianchenko was mandatory. He didn't fight him. He didn't get stripped there. Then he moved up to 168. He had all the 4 belts at 168. He moved up again to fight Bivol. He didn't get stripped then. The truth is, you have to be consistent. Historically, I've always rated IBF. I've always rated them because they've always been the most consistent in terms of their ruling. Like, they enforce their mandatories. They're enforcing the mandatory on Usyk right now for the Hrgovic thing. They enforce their mandatories. You know what I'm saying? So I give them credit for that. But in this situation, why I don't understand it is Terence Crawford doesn't have a choice. He has to fight Errol Spence next. Unless Errol Spence pulls out the fight. He doesn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's contractually obligated. If Errol Spence had won, Errol Spence would have had to fight Crawford as well. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel...
Am I right in thinking that he's been undefeated for 13 years?
Yeah, since his pro debut, yeah.
Yeah, he's undefeated for 13 years. Like, if there's somebody that you're going to give a little bit of grace and allowance to, it's got to be this guy. Like, this guy is special. Like, we're making allowances, you know, when they were making these same allowances for Canelo, he had L's on his record.
Facts.
And you know what I'm saying?
It's the money, though. That's what I'm saying. It's the money. And
yeah.
I also, one thing I would say, though, is, and which I do know why it's happened, shout out to Gerald Ennis. He's been forceful. Like, I want to fight for this belt, and he deserves to, because he's been calling out these fighters for a long time.
Yeah.
And he deserves to get a world title shot. I just feel like the timing from the IBF isn't right. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
For one,
I think we could have seen a warning. We could have seen some sort of. It seems it's quite quick. It was quite a quick turnaround. Like the fight was 4 months ago.
The only thing that I think could have been in the IBF's defense is Crawford has publicly said he's not fighting Boots.
But who cares?
I know, who cares about what they publicly say, but he has publicly said that. So in their defense, it's like, maybe he has no intentions to fight Boots. And
I hear that, but then they're not making that consistent across the board because they're not doing it to other fighters then.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact, you know. There's
people that we want to see. To be fair, Devin Haney will fight everyone, but we wanted to see.
But maybe not at 135 though. He might not go back down to 135.
True. But like, we want to see Benavidez against Canelo. He's openly said, I'm not fighting Benavidez.
Facts. And
it's still not stripped.
I mean, exactly. He's still. So again, there's no consistency across the board. But you're 100% right. I don't know what's going on with that. I do want to give Jaron Ennis credit though, because he is the full champion. He's a top fighter. I had the privilege to see him in Philadelphia when I went there. Seen him train, seen him spar.
Yeah.
You know, he's a top fighter, and I've always said he's going to be a future world champion. He's now a current world champion. I just feel like it just takes the sting out of things because the fight was an undisputed fight. And now if they're making the rematch, it's not got the same glitz and glamour of undisputed, which I don't really like.
That's going to affect the sales of the fight.
I think it's going to affect the sales. Errol Spence, like, I don't even know what's going on with that dude. I ain't even heard from him. This guy's ghosting, so...
Maybe he's in camp. I think this fight will actually be more...
competitive.
More competitive.
Potentially.
I
mean, bro, if Bomac was still in jail, bro, definitely, fam.
Yeah.
Definitely. But you're 100% right. I give Boots credit. I think Crawford don't care neither. I think Crawford don't care. Like, Crawford's looking at it like, bruv, I don't have to pay more sanctions.
He'll want to fight Canelo. He wants money.
I want my money, bro. You know what I'm saying? I've already got this belt, so like, I just want to, like, I don't care about the sanctioning fees. But it's funny that you say that because I remember we were talking about this last week, and it's a slight segue, but we were talking about Conor Benn, and we were saying, Conor Benn's wanted to fight for a world title. Like, if you think about it, it's not getting any easier for him neither because...
No, I think it is.
Boots has got the belt now.
It was Crawford before.
Yeah, it was Crawford before.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot easier, but...
He was getting cooked regardless.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying.
The division is stacked. The division is really, really stacked. And to be fair, we also mentioned Devin Haney, and those two, they're possibly two of the most stacked divisions at that elite level at the moment. Do you know what I'm saying? So
definitely, 100%. You think about all of the stuff that's going on in boxing, and you think about the dudes who are actually putting it on in the ring, and I'm like, bruh, there's some killers out there. There's some 100%. Real killers. And I know people don't really like what's going on in boxing right now. I know it's like across the board, people are criticizing what's going on in boxing, but there's dudes out here that's killing. You know what I'm saying? And they're putting in the work. And Jaron Ennis is one of them, and he's been rewarded for it. So credit to him, man.
Who's he with, promoter-wise?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up.
Unscripted.
I'm so glad you brought that up, bro. Because
big news.
He's signed with Showtime, but obviously he don't actually have a promoter. I know he was with what's that Jewish dude? Can't even remember.
Ludabella?
Nah.
Not Ludabella.
He done been on Ludabella shows. What's that Jewish dude's name? It'll come back to me. He'll come back to me. He also promotes Clarissa Shields and Jermaine Franklin.
Okay.
Bro, I can't, for the life of me, it's escaped my head. But he's with Showtime. Long story short, he's with Showtime. He's always worked with Steven Espinoza. And somebody told me he even got a deal with, he got an offer from Eddie Hearn earlier, but obviously I don't think he accepted. He's staying with Showtime. But Showtime are no more. So, bro, I don't even know what he's going to do.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense why he's pushing so hard. Because this is going to be, this title fight, world title fight, could be one of the bigger, depending on what happens, could be one of the bigger money fights he ever has in his career.
Facts.
And if he's a free agent, he can get that fight for the most money.
Because he's a champion.
Because he's a champion and he can really take the fight anywhere.
Facts.
So all he's got is sanctioning fees to worry about. So he's got to really capitalize on this moment. It's good management from his manager.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. That's a really good point. But whilst we're on the topic of Showtime,
I was going to say, maybe PBC try and pick him up because they're going to want world title fights for their deal with Netflix. Do you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
huge.
That is so mad. That is so mad because I remember enough people on that PBC side saying streaming sites ain't right for boxing.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at it like, bruh, Netflix are signing PBC.
Yeah.
Like, that is the maddest thing.
For me, I mean, I work with like DAZN. Like in my day job, I work with DAZN. I work with a bunch of different sports companies, and yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. You know, I've worked with Curio. You might not know who they are. They're like the Spotify for like journalism, I guess. But when DAZN, the reason I brought that up, it's weird like link. But when DAZN first launched in this country, I was helping them grow their tech team, and they pitched it. We didn't really get what they were, and they said, "Listen, we're the Spotify of sports."
Facts. Netflix of sports.
The Netflix of sports. Sorry, that's exactly how they pitched themselves. Was we're the Netflix of sports, and so we never really thought we'd see a time when Netflix was getting into sports.
But we should have expected it because Amazon Prime was showing Premier League games. You know what I'm saying? So now, remember, boxing is so easy to get into because people are just crying for money.
Yeah.
And Netflix getting into boxing, I think they're looking at it as like, well, if you think about it, you got Jake Paul, who does fights with Showtime sometimes. And if you think about it, that whole YouTuber space, it's growing that industry of boxing. Yeah. So Netflix getting into it's just trendy. You know what I'm saying? And Netflix acquiring PBC for me, I'm like, the first person they're gonna make the face of that is Tank.
Yeah.
PBC, Tank Davis.
Yeah.
Bro, that makes so much sense. I think they're gonna make a big signing with
You think it'll be Tank?
Who else on PBC? You got Tank.
Who else have they got? I'm just thinking about his image for Netflix.
Oh yeah, because of the whole.
And there's maybe they're going to try and use that to clean up his image, maybe
potentially.
Because if it is Tank, don't be surprised to see his social media and that whole presence. That will change. A lot of that will change because there'll be a whole different corporate machine.
Because he's going to get paid a lot of money, so you're right.
Get paid a lot of money. We've got to clean that image up.
Facts. Because if you think about it, like PBC's biggest seller, it's been Errol Spence, Wilder, Tank. Who else? I mean, I don't think they're gonna really invest.
Wilder could be good.
Wilder could be good. I don't
Wilder
think
could be really good. In fact, it will be Wilder as well. At least one of the faces because the heavyweight.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? They're not. You can't go to executives at Netflix who are not sports people and try to sell them Tank, or try to sell them because they're great numbers, whatever. But do you know what I mean? This guy is the heavyweight. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna have to talk to them in really basic boxing terms, and then there'll be an executive in Netflix is having to learn the boxing business as they go.
Of course, Netflix, if you're watching, we're always here to give you some advice. So
100%.
We're always here to give you some advice. I'll tell you 100%. Some people to sign and invest your money in.
Real talk.
And I'll tell you some people not to invest your money in.
I'll tag them on this video.
Facts, bro. No more Charles Martin versus Ortiz on pay-per-view and them things there. That's dead, fam.
PBC's been criminal for a minute.
Criminal. They've been good this year, but...
Yeah. But them being good this year, like I said before, it makes up for 5 to 10 years of criminality, bro.
Facts.
They've been stealing money and £80, $80, $90, $100 pay-per-views. Like, it's crazy.
Facts. Yeah, that's a good point. So,
do you think this is a good move? I know you said it's a natural progression. Do you think this is a good move?
What, for PBC or for Netflix?
For boxing.
I think in terms of accessibility, 100%.
Yeah.
The £100 thing for boxing, bro, I'm not on that. The $100.
So was Eddie Hearn right the whole time then?
Yeah. No, bro, I believed he was right. The price point for pay-per-views, when you were looking at it, it just doesn't make sense. Like, you can't be paying for Ortiz versus Charles Martin. You can't be paying for Areola versus Andy Ruiz. You can't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? So all of that was going on, you can't be paying for Barrios versus Furman. Like, these fights aren't pay-per-view. You can pay for Tank versus Ryan. You can pay for Errol Spence versus Crawford. And I think because of Netflix, which is good for boxing, we're going to start seeing these, big
what,
names fight
now you say that, it's so obvious. It's so obvious because in the Premier League, for example, who's going to pay £25 to watch Burnley versus...
I swear they were trying to do that, though.
They do on one-off games because they'll have... The difference is each team has a captured audience of fans. So they know they'll sell 20,000, 50,000, 100,000. But like, as we all have paid for years a subscription service to Sky or to whoever to watch the Premier. This has been going on for 15 years. Point. So it's no different to that. The big games that are United versus City, Arsenal versus Tottenham, Liverpool versus Chelsea, whatever, those big 6 games, the money that comes from that funds all the rest of the stuff that goes down. It's no different in boxing. So it should have been obvious the whole time. It was sitting there right in everybody's faces the whole time.
What I do also feel like it's also a reflection of Saudi. Saudi are putting money up, site fees. Like, Vegas aren't putting up the same site fees that Saudi are. Wembley aren't putting up the same site fees. So, at the end of the day, these promotional companies are looking at it as, either you join on there with Saudi, or you join, or you get a big promotional deal. Showtime ain't willing to put the money up anymore. HBO don't do it anymore. I mean, in the UK, we still got Sky, we still got TNT, and we still got, Sky and TNT and The Zone. But... bro, it's not going to be a long time before you start seeing Netflix in the UK with like Frank Warren or something like that.
Do you know what boxing is, yeah? UK boxing specifically, but boxing in general, yeah? It's like Man United, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying? Because, it is. Because I'll tell you why, yeah? The same way you man don't stick with a manager. Channel 5 has tried boxing, but they didn't give it long enough. Facts. ITV tried boxing. They didn't give it long enough. Like, these people, the same way we said, like, Canelo's the pay-per-view killer, Chris Eubank Jr. is the killer of like new platforms. Right, he jumps on every new platform, and it just and they're gone. They need to, just like Man United, they need to understand they're going to go backwards before they go forwards.
You're 100% right.
And they never want to do it.
And I'll cement that point even more because Man United is the only organization that overpays people, bro.
Yes,
boxing is paying Andy Ruiz $12 million, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Fight who?
When he fought AJ the second fight, he got paid $12 million, bro.
Yeah, that's AJ though.
But, bruv, this dude didn't have no fans there. He didn't have no fans in the stadium.
Prime AJ. He did after he won. Ruiz too.
Yeah,
Ruiz too.
But 12 million, bro.
Nah, he's got Mexican fans. He's Mexican.
How much of them fighters travel to Saudi Arabia?
No,
bro?
but it don't matter though, bro. Pay-per-views and all that. He's Mexican. If you are Mexican, like my advice, yeah, obviously not Puerto Ricans in it. I don't want to get killed. But a lot of other smaller South American countries, yeah, I would lie and say I'm Mexican.
you as a black man today.
No, but I'm just saying, like, if I was from no. If I'm an up-and-coming boxer, because you see how Mexicans back other Mexicans.
I hear what you're saying.
If you're from a small, I don't want to put a name on it yet, but if you're from like a Chile or something like that, yeah, where there's not a massive boxing community, you might struggle. But if you lie and say that you're Cuban, or you lie and say you're Puerto Rican, or you lie and say that you're Mexican, you've got a guaranteed audience that's going to pay for your fight.
Facts. You look at Belanga, bro. This guy can't fight for shit, bro.
There you go.
And he's just saying, I'm Puerto Rican. He's got flipping Fat Joe in it, bro.
There you go.
And he's selling. He's got a big deal with the Zone from that. So
100%. Right. That's what I would do. But so he's Mexican. That's what coming from these boxing nations means a lot because of that. So he will still bring peas, but obviously he was fighting a prime AJ, like just before AJ started having mental breakdowns in the ring and that. Do you know what I'm saying? So, before, at that time, AJ could have fought you or me. AJ could have opened a plastic bag, blood. Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And people would have paid money for it.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? So I think this could be good for boxing. Where it doesn't change boxing too much is the good stuff about boxing, and the bad stuff about boxing is going to be the same. The big fight nights, the big pay-per-view nights, the whatever.
Still going to be an attraction.
That's still going to be the attraction. And then the difficulty is going to be getting a really young, talented, super talented fighter, but then doesn't have the personality, these types of people. Hopefully, that's where the gap is in boxing. That's where the gap is of, can a Netflix or can a DAZN, or which DAZN haven't done it that well, but they did in the early days, can these guys help build the profile of these people?
But if you think about it, which I do think...
And Showtime was the best at that.
Showtime was really good at that. But if you think about it also, obviously Netflix can tell a story because look at what he done with Tyson Fury and his story.
But that's different.
No, he's an established dude. Yeah. But if I was doing this from a Netflix thing, like if I got a big fight coming up...
It's going to cost so much money, Shane. I don't think you understand how much money that's going to cost to make a show.
I'm not saying to make a show, but obviously you can create a narrative for fights because you got the storyline. You know what I'm saying?
But you'd have to be dead certain that fight was going to happen. What UFC were able to do is make a whole reality TV show building up to the UFC, but then everybody was in the same organization.
Facts.
If you spend 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 making a show and making it detailed and doing the backstory, this person, that person, and these people are on a collision course to fight, and then for whatever reason they can't come to a negotiation, they can't get the fight on, you would have just burned all that money.
So some fighters are now on a different playing field, though. Like,
I agree.
Like, because
but fighters need to be aware. We're aware of that as fans. Some fighters ain't aware of that.
Facts. And apparently, I don't know. It's not a fact that Netflix signed PBC, but I would love to see it because it does make it more accessible for us. Because, like, if there's a fight in America, it's not always picked up in the UK, especially it's like small fights. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what channel Benavidez versus Andrade is on in the UK. Do you know what I'm saying?
We'll get it, but we'll get it late.
Facts.
Like at the last, we'll find out we did one before. Maybe it was our one. Maybe it's the Canelo Charlo one or something. And we found out
that was signed straight away.
There was some American fight we covered, right, and it was like 2 days before.
We done on DR Sports. It was one that we had on DR Sports. I think it. It's one we done on DR Sports.
But regardless, we found out like 2 or 3 days before. Like, it's gonna be on this channel. Or
facts. The actual accessibility for fights in the UK, especially for us, because we're out here starving for boxing, bro. Yeah. They're trying to force Eubank and Conor Benn down our throat, and bro,
that'd be a good opportunity. The UK is crying out for another Devin Haney to come and sign with Eddie Hearn, like an up and comer. In like the one thing that gets British boxers behind a fighter is having that fighter fight in Britain.
Facts. But Devin Haney's signed back with Eddie Hearn, so
is he back with Eddie Hearn now?
Well, he's fighting on Regis's card, and he's got Eddie's got 2 options. Yeah, because obviously Regis signed to Eddie. Yeah, Regis and Devin are fighting, and then Eddie's got the option for 2 fights of Devin after. Yeah. So,
well, like I said, I think Tank or Wilder, I think are the 2 natural fits. And speaking of Wilder, last thing we're going to touch on, because at the moment, it's just Deontay Wilder versus the world. He's always been a bit like this, but it's him again. He's going off on Tyson Fury saying that performance that you put on confirms that I won the fight. He's going off.
Confirmed that you cheated. Bro,
confirms that you cheated.
Sometimes I think this guy's smoked something different, you know?
He's like just American.
Bro, he must be high, fam. Because how could you look at another fight that you wasn't in and say, this proves that you cheated against me? Bro, you gotta be on some serious narcotics. I don't even wanna get us cancelled, fam. But bro, bruv, Wilder, you need to see a doctor, fam, because the level of delusion that you have, your perception of reality is so inaccurate, fam. It is. I
think that's just part and parcel of being American, personally.
You think so?
Yeah, a little bit, slightly. Because them man already see the world a bit upside down from how the world is.
Facts. Bro, maybe, like, I'm not even going to lie, like, I don't even know what's going on with him personally, but I've always felt like
he's on the edge.
Like, he's on the edge, and maybe it's just a heavyweight thing, you know, because...
Yeah, they get hit hard. They get hit hard, blood.
Tyson Fury's another one, bro.
AJ? Dillian White?
Bro, where is
Derek Chisora?
Yeah, trust me. Yeah, these heavyweights are on drugs still.
Bro, that man are always like.
Yeah, facts.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, trust me.
Then he's got beef with that well-known New York rapper, Big Baby Miller. Do you know what I'm saying? Like
bro, Big Baby Miller's freestyle this week was saying basically that them man are sharing the same gal. I heard a man sharing spliff. I've never heard a man sharing gal. This is mad.
But that's the kind of thing like rappers argue about.
Facts.
Not boxers. That's crazy.
But why is Big Baby Miller?
Because he needs fights, and he can't. He needs fights. He needs attention. That's his version of a Shannon Briggs.
I hear you.
But because he takes steroids, he needs to like pump up. He needs to juice up, and then approach a man right when he's like at the peak of his cycle. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like a gal on her reds or something. Like he's not. Big Baby Miller's not a serious guy. Man's rapping to get fights, bro.
Facts.
Bro, he's more likely to be walking a world champion out rapid than he is to ever be a world champion, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? He's from New York as well. I told Shane already, blood, if Biggie wasn't already dead, his rapping would have killed him.
Facts,
it's embarrassing. This is I felt embarrassing for him.
Facts.
Do you know what I'm saying? He's got more peas, more money, and more gal than me, and I still wouldn't be him.
You know, if you go with...
I still wouldn't be him, blood. I swear down.
If you type in shameless, this guy has zero shame, bro.
He's
got zero shame, bro.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, this dude has failed so much drug tests drug tests, and he's still barefaced out in the streets flexing, fam. I'm like, bro, you need to go and see Frank, fam.
Yeah, but fam,
you are a drug addict, fam.
After all the drugs that he took, he can't stop flexing, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? His muscles are permanently flexed. Do you know, like that? So it's peak.
Bruh, come on, man. You can't be dissing Wilder like that, bro.
Well,
like,
boy.
Wilder's actually done something in the sport, bro. This guy's actually going to retire undefeated as well, you know? Big Baby Miller's going to retire undefeated.
It don't matter, though. It don't matter, bro. The highlight of his career is like AJ giving his mum flowers or something.
I'm so done.
That's the highlight of man's career. Like.
But you know when I realised, yeah, this guy was a serious waste man. When he was doing the interview with for the press conference, like, yeah, man, I come from rats and roaches. I come from the dirt, water and cornflakes. I'm like, bro, this is a boxing match, fam. What does that have to do
That's
with
all of it.
anything?
That's bare Americans, though. Bare of your Philly man talk like that. This is how Philly man. Do you know what I'm saying? I know you're an honorary Philadelphia member. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how they all talk. That's how they all talk.
Me,
Even in London, they're starting to pick that up.
Yeah, I know,
Do you know
but
what I'm saying?
bro, you do.
And most of them roadman get tucked in.
Facts. It's mad. Bro.
Most of them get tucked in, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? AJ was out there saying, I grew up with people that nearly went to jail. I was like, bro, I grew up with people who nearly went to jail. Hey, Femi, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're making the rest of us look crazy. I know Nigerians that disowned him after that.
Trust me. Yeah, this
Man,
guy.
them are weirdos, bro. The heavyweights are
levels
weirdos.
Wilder and the Gerald Miller thing is a joke thing. Speaking of heavyweights, obviously, small little note. Man like Jared Anderson got caught strapped and that. I don't know why going for these Americans and guns, fam.
Bruv, man was so desperate for straps that he couldn't get in the boxing world. He had to get straps in the gun world, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? These man,
strap season,
yeah,
fam.
bro. Man said water and cornflakes. He probably had straps and cornflakes for his breakfast, blood. Do you know what I mean?
But
These man are something else.
Wilder got caught with a gun this year. Andrew Tate even posted about, I'd rather be judged by 6 or judged by 12 than carried by 6 or something, or whatever he said.
There's bare rappers that say that I'd rather be caught with it than caught without it.
Literally,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Devin
Or whatever.
Haney got caught with a gun this year. Jared Anderson and Bo Mack. I don't know what's going on, bro. I don't know what's going on.
Bro. It's American, man.
These guys are actual fighters as well. I remember watching a video with Ali, yeah? And Ali was like, they asked Ali, do you have a bodyguard? He's like, nah, bro. He's like, I don't need a bodyguard. You got what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, you got to remember, yeah? I don't think Mike Tyson needed a gun, bro. You just saw Mike Tyson and thought, yeah, I'm not even on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? You think someone's seeing Wilder and saying, let me try this, dude. Let me see if I can try
with
this.
With social media now, no one wants to take an L.
Trust me.
Because it will live forever.
Facts.
Back in them days, if man punched you in your face and you dropped on the floor, that was it. It was finished. Now it can live forever.
Trust me.
You know what I'm saying? But now, no. Now we've got to the point in the show.
Who's pulling up on boxes, though?
Now we've got to the point in the show, yeah, where you're comparing Jared Anderson to Muhammad Ali, yeah?
And Mike Tyson.
I'm going to end the show there, blood. Do you know what I'm saying? If we're jumping from Jared Anderson to Muhammad Ali, then I'm not on it.
Bro,
I'm ready to go home then.
I hear you still.
Do you know what I'm saying?
But no.
But I know what you're saying. It's crazy.
Like, these guys shouldn't even need, like, bro, they're fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't even need straps. But you know what it is, bro? The only person I can justify having a strap is Bo Mack, fam. Like, I'm not even going to lie. Like, fam.
He said he can't fight.
I'm not saying he can't fight, but he's got more chance rolling over someone than punching someone up, bruv. You get what I'm saying? The giant bowling ball back. Shout out to Bo Mack, though. He's my favourite. He's
built like a bowling ball, too.
He is, bruv. Bro, I never told you the story how I met Bo Mack.
Built like a bottle of Cavassier, blood. It's peak.
I never told you the story how I met Bo Mack. I'm in MGM Hotel, yeah, with my cousin.
Yeah.
Obviously, shout out, big boy 5-star hotel, walking through the hotel, yeah, and I'm like, my cousin's like, is that Bo Mack? I turn around, I'm like, bro, is there anyone on earth that could be shaped like that? Of course it's Bo Mack.
I recognise his silhouette in that blood. That's peak, bro. That's peak, but like an IG baddie in that blood. That's crazy.
Trust me. But we saw him from afar, but bro, he's a guy, there could be 1 million people, you're going to know that's Bo Mack, bro. Trust me.
Listen, like I said, everything that we've covered, or most of the stuff that we've covered today, is America.
Yeah.
I know you got a little PSA about UK boxing.
It's done, fam. It's dead, fam.
Chat to them before we wrap up. Wrap it up,
Boxing in the UK is dead. I've said that. They're going to try to force down this Eubank bend down your throat. Cool, I don't mind. It's a little snack, but it ain't no real fighting in it. So they're going to force that down your throat. At the end of the day, boxing in the UK is dead. I said it last week, and I might say it next week. I ain't got nothing to talk about in the UK, bro. It's dry, dead. Dead out, fam. Done out, bro.
That's the show.
That's the show, fam.
Safe.
Love.